Hello and welcome to a perfect night here in the Lebron James Grand Prix for race, a 64 lap race if I'm not wrong. After an amazing qualifying, we get P1 Joshua Williams, in P2 Matrix Troop, in P3 Doppelganger. After Matrix Troop and him had a fight down in Q1. So the fastest time uh last time was around 1894, so we'll just be calculating a bit. 20 times 60, because yeah, divided by 18. 63 laps, not 64, 63 laps for this race. It's going to be 63 laps, pit 3 times, pit 3 times,
Three
emphasize on the 3 for somebody who messed up last race, and
Hmm.
pit
Okay,
three
let's just.
times. Pit wall will go down after lap 5. 63 laps, pit 3 times. Everybody, give me a nod once you're ready.
What is the
120.
beats rainbow again?
I do not remember.
Check
What's
the
your
color
rain?
of your forehead. Then you'll know.
Um, jungle, if I'm not wrong.
No, he's using jungle now.
Let's
I
go,
mean,
guys.
bamboo.
Okay, sure.
Okay, sure.
Oh,
Okay, give me a nod once you're ready.
wait, give me a second. Okay.
The beat. Okay.
Okay.
It is going to be 3, 2, 1, lights out in the LeBron James Grand Prix. The top two go out fairly well as Doppelganger gets hit behind Matrix Troop, who's in P2. He's struggling to keep up with Joshua Williams as he lags a bit all over the place here as Joshua keeps the lead big. They will soon start lap 2 of 63. Here it is, Joshua crossing the line for lap 2. Matrix Troop gaining a lot of time now. He's caught up a bit to Joshua, gets a hit into turn 1 but keeps it clean. Doppelganger in the back there just went through turn 1. He's trying to catch up as well. Making a big gap in this track is very, very good for the person ahead, as you can see here with it being very hard to catch up. Joshua Williams going a bit wide into turn 1 as Matrix Troop keeps it pretty and fairly simple with his turns here. Joshua Williams going down the big chicane, gets a bit of a hit in that second turn as he goes down the turns for lap 4. One more lap until lap 63. Matrix Troop still in P2, Doppelganger still in P3. Now some might call this track the next Monaco. As you can see, it is not that wide of a track, being only around 8 blocks wide, meaning it's very, very hard for the drivers to overtake anybody. Matrix Troop starts lap 5, Doppelganger not far behind him. Doppelganger's caught very much closer to Matrix Troop. The pit wall is down. Joshua Williams still far ahead. Matrix Troop in P2 and Doppelganger in P3. Joshua Williams straight into the pits he goes. Matrix Troop almost gets into the pits. Doppelganger goes for the pit as Doppelganger and Joshua Williams goes for their first pits. Out of 3, Matrix Troop gains the lead as Joshua comes out P2. Is that
My
your wet
bloody
boat?
rainbow.
Oh, if you don't switch out now, yeah, we'll make it a rule that if you start a next lap with rainbows on, it will be a penalty. But Joshua Williams goes for the pits, and this allows Doppelganger to go round into turn 1, trying to make a move for Joshua. Joshua lets him
That's
by.
lame.
Joshua lets him by as Matrix Troop starts lap 8 of 63. Matrix Troop still in P1. Joshua now in P3 after big mistake. Doppelganger in P, was it 2.
Two.
Now because Josh did the wrong, and there this Matrix Troop goes into the pits. Because Josh did the wrong pits, it only counts as 1 pit. That means he still has to do 2 others. And there it is, Doppelganger rounding the turns here, and he
Oh my god.
might
Lag.
Matrix Shoop leaves the pits late. Doppelganger into the lead. His pit stop strategy working perfectly. Into lap 9 he goes in P1. Joshua Williams goes into the pits and went for another pit, if I assume. That means he's done 2 pits, while the other
No, I
2...
got pushed into the pit. I just went straight through.
Okay, fair enough then. And there it is. It is the top 2 here, Doppelganger and Matrix Shoop, battling out in the race as they did in qualifying here. Matrix Shoop catching up a lot, but Doppelganger with the lag might give him a bit of an
Oh my
advantage
god.
as he goes into lap 11, still in the lead, builds up his gap. Matrix Shoop did get hit behind him with all that lag. Doppelganger carries on with him. It's Doppelganger into lap 11 out of 63. He's done, everybody's done 1 lap. Matrix Shoop in P2. Now Doppelganger, out of all of them, has done a very, very good pit strategy. Joshua Williams round the
Oh my
outside he
god.
goes into the main
What?
straight to make it P2. What an amazing overtake for Joshua there. It's pure precision and perfection for him. He's trying to do the same for Doppelganger here. He gets stuck into the chicane and does lose a bit of time. He goes into the pits for his second pits there in lap 13. Matrix Shoop regains P2 as the sun goes up here in LeBron James. Is Doppelganger still in P1? He's keeping that lead. He's got a very, very good gap behind him to control and to keep comfortable ahead of Matrix Shoop. Let's see what he does. He starts lap 14, still in the lead here. Matrix Shoop in P2. Joshua Williams, who's done 2 pits, in P3. Now Joshua might be going for a bit of a strategy work here. He knows he's faster than the other drivers. Therefore, pitting early for 2 pits might make him might give him a bit of an advantage in the long run, as he might be able to use that pace he has to pass the other drivers as they are in the pits. Matrix Shoop under big pressure here. Joshua Williams right behind them. He's got to pick up the pace. Doppelganger and his distance has not changed by much, but Doppelganger still has a big gap here. Doppelganger is still in the lead. It is amazing comeback from him. He did mess up. Doppelganger, Matrix Shoop into the pits. Joshua as well. Josh, you can't be doing that, mate. As he does continue on, but we won't penalize him as he wasn't too far in. It was only a bit of a
my
bump.
god.
Matrix
Oh.
Shoop just struggling with the pits here. He's Doppelganger also
It's so
starting the
laggy.
pits. Matrix Shoop leaves the pits in P3. Will Joshua Williams gain P1? Yes, he does. He's in
I'm
P1.
spoken in my pitch, by the way.
Okay. I don't think I'm gonna penalize that. That was a bit of a stupid rule. So we'll just replace it. And there it is. Joshua Williams regains the lead. As I was saying, that strategy worked out very well for him. That he uses his pace to his advantage. He knows he's faster, therefore he took that extra lap. Now everybody's on their second pit. Matrix Shoop in P3, Doppelganger in P2. Matrix Shoop did mess up on his pits, therefore he's a bit behind. Joshua Williams starts lap 18, and there's Ray. Joshua timing it correctly. He goes into the pit, starting lap 18. He's timed it correctly. But
I'm such an idiot. I did a drive-through because
he did a drive-through. That's a 3-second penalty. I don't know what he's doing there, but he's supposed
I
to
did a
leave the pits.
drive-through because I accidentally went into the pits.
Well, you could have pitted still. It's Joshua Williams in the lead, but he's got a 3-second penalty. So 1, 2, oi, pay your pits properly. 2, 3, off you go. And that's a penalty for Joshua Williams. Doppelganger regains the lead in P1 here. Although he waited in the pits with his boat, I'd say he took long enough the time. Matrix Shoop in P3. Doppelganger in P1 now regaining that lead after so long away. It's Doppelganger starting lap 20 of 63. The rain now creating a bit of a problem here. I believe Matrix Shoop was going to split the race into 3 parts, 20 laps for each pit. However, he did have to kind of manifest this third pit for the wet boat. Now, Doppelganger has a big threat of Joshua Williams behind them. but he has been doing pretty well. He's kept his lead pretty clean. And there this doppelganger rounding the track here into the chicane. He's keeping it pretty good. It's calmed down a bit, but we can still see Joshua Williams using that pace of his to hunt that position for Doppelganger. It's getting close as they almost went side by side into turn one. Doppelganger still in the lead, but it might not seem that way for a bit as Joshua Williams is threatening for that position. He wants it as Doppelganger needs to make a gap. Joshua struggling with that last turn. He's almost went into the pits accidentally 3 times now. Is Doppelganger still in the lead? That mistake from Joshua built a very big gap. Here it is. We're watching Matrix Shoops, who just started lap 23. He's going around the turns here. Now, tomorrow will be the qualifyings for Icalo, which will be a difficult track as well, as it will be roughly the same width as this track. Now, we did hear from Doppelganger that it was not his favorite track, but let's see this. Doppelganger, Joshua Williams, side by side into the last 2 turns. It's a fight here as Joshua gets pushed out of position, and Doppelganger still holds that P1 position there. Joshua Williams loses a bit of time. Again, that lag proving a bit of an advantage for Doppelganger, as it did make it a bit more harder for Joshua to judge the... Oh, Joshua into the wall, so he goes. But again, making it hard for Joshua to judge how it is to overtake Doppelganger. Now it's a big fight here for the top 2. The gap still seems to be quite small. And there it is, lap 27 for Doppelganger. He's got a bit of space to breathe now. Joshua Williams losing a bit of time between him and Doppelganger here. It seems pretty good for him. He's controlling that distance, but Joshua is getting closer, inching closer. Them side by side into the chicane, but can't make that move yet, as Doppelganger does get a bigger gap now. Joshua Williams messing up into that last turn again, as he does have a bit of a struggle with that. No VSCs in this track, however, so far at least, as it is quite a hard track to get stuck on. Most of them is pretty straight. Joshua, Doppelganger side by side into that last turn again for like the 5th time now. But still, Joshua not being able to make a move on Doppelganger, still struggling to find a way past him. Doppelganger keeping a good distance. Again, that control Doppelganger has with that distance behind him is amazing. He's keeping that distance as far as possible, making it harder for Joshua Williams to make a move, as each time he does, he just gets pushed back behind by Doppelganger. Doppelganger playing his cards very well here, but Joshua finds a gap down the inside into the chicane. Will he make the move? It is really close. Joshua Doppelganger collides into the exit of the chicane and makes it so Joshua does not make a way past him. That was very close for Doppelganger there, as losing a bit of that control, as Joshua did make a move into the straight. As we can see, that was a very vulnerable part for Doppelganger there. He's still in the lead. Everybody's done their 3rd pit. However, it seems like Joshua Williams struggling to find a way past, and he does! As Doppelganger gets hit by a lag spike, Joshua finally, after being stuck behind Doppelganger's boat for a good 15 laps, finds his way past Doppelganger with a way around the outside into the left-hander here in LeBron James. Doppelganger now has a lot of time to catch up to Joshua, But here it is. We're watching a bit of Matrix Shoop here. He did have an amazing qualifying back yesterday. However, after some unfortunate events with how stuff came out, I'm pretty sure he's just a bit disappointed with how it is right now. But I'm hoping, I bet he is hoping for at least a VSC to try and save him there. Lap 35 for Joshua Williams. Doppelganger in P2. It's quietened down a bit here. The gaps between the drivers now bigger than ever. Matrix Shoop farther from Doppelganger than Doppelganger is to Joshua Williams, but the rain is over. Joshua goes for his pit as he was at the pit perfectly. Good thing he didn't mess it up. Joshua leaves the pits with his dry boat on. Doppelganger into the pits as well. Leaves with his dry boats. Now let's just see Matrix Shoop. He did struggle a bit with the last two pits. Hopefully his team and him can pull out for a bit of a better pit there. And there it is. He is out of the pits with a big time to catch up. Joshua Williams, Doppelganger. Still a big gap between them. Joshua just struggling to turn one. And there it is. Joshua gets stuck. That will cost him a bit of time as Doppelganger will catch up to him soon. But again, this back and forth between Doppelganger and Joshua is very interesting to see as Joshua seems to be diving it down each corner, trying to save some time, shave a bit of that, a bit of any loose time. And Doppelganger keeping a good consistent pace. Now, turn one seems to be quite difficult for Joshua. We did see him struggle in turn one multiple times, seen in the qualifying and practice. And Joshua seems to also have a struggle with the last turn as well. Turn one and the last turn being one of his hardest challenges here in LeBron James. Doppelganger in P2 right now, keeping it consistent again, making that his advantage in this race. Joshua Williams learns a bit of his lesson, goes a bit wider into that last turn, ensuring he doesn't go into the pits on accident. The sun goes down now. 23 laps to go. It's lap 40, soon to be 41, as the sun does set here. It's been a full day in Minecraft time for all the drivers here. Matrix Shoop in P3, just looking around here, keeping it clean as he starts lap 41 for him. Joshua Williams, let's just get a view of him there. And there it is. Oh, into the pit he goes and goes for the pit instead as he does not want to get a penalty. This allows Doppelganger to whiz on by to get P1, starting lap 42 in the lead now after a big mistake from Joshua Williams. Matrix Shoop also struggling in that turn as well, doing almost the exact same thing Josh did. But because of that mistake, the gap between Joshua Williams and Matrix Shoop has closed down ever so slightly. It's now Matrix Shoop probably gunning for that gap between him and Joshua, but he knows Joshua has a big pace. He's got to keep up with him if he wants to join up. Joshua already bringing that gap to a very big size. He's already brought a lot of seconds between him and Matrix Shoop as he's trying to catch up to Doppelganger, who started lap 44 with a very confident and strong lead between him and Joshua there. It is going to be very interesting here. It's been a fight between Doppelganger and Joshua throughout this race. As for the 45 laps we've raced here, they've been very strong, the both of them. Matrix Shoop in P3 still, as he is just struggling right now, trying to shave a bit of time. Now, some misconceptions with qualifying is, despite the faster you go in qualifying, sometimes it's not a good pace to sustain. As we do see, Joshua Williams isn't pushing as hard as he did in qualifyings, as it is quite a hard thing to sustain. Joshua Williams into the wall he goes after getting hit by Doppelganger there as they start lap 47. Joshua now has to go through this whole process of trying to overtake Doppelganger once again, as he did before. in was it 10 laps previously. It's going to be a big fight between the two here. Joshua Williams, Doppelganger, starting lap 48. As we just see both of them pass, crossing the line. We're just getting a view here from the stands. A very, very beautiful view of the last turn here. As we just see Doppelganger still has that lead. Joshua Williams still in P2 as they start lap 49. The laps counting down really, really quickly here. We've got around 14 laps left to go. Joshua Williams might be able to catch up to Doppelganger here in the straight. He did look pretty close into that last few turns before that really main straight here in LeBron James, but it doesn't seem so as they start lap 50, still behind uh, the Panipuri boat of Doppelganger. LeBron James, known for their speed, is a bit struggling here now in LeBron James here as Joshua Williams tries it down the last corner, not being able to make it. He's getting these few chances, these few slim opportunities to pass Doppelganger, and he can only pass him if he makes that opportunity be perfect, if he chooses that perfect line. However, that hasn't seemed to be the case. See, again, he gets so many chances, very big gaps for him here, but he has to make that move perfect if he wants to stick it ahead of Doppelganger. That's the struggle in this track. It demands so much from the drivers to make each move and each turn perfect, because if they don't, they might go into the pits on accident or into a wall, which is the biggest thing you don't want to do. Doppelganger, Joshua Williams. Joshua tries the outside instead of the inside and makes the move, making that try perfectly again because of that unexpected move. He makes the move around Doppelganger. Doppelganger expecting him to go down the inside, but instead he went round the outside into the big chicane and made a wonderful move. Joshua Williams starts lap 55 ahead of Doppelganger now, as he did do that amazing overtakes in the same place as well to his last overtake he did on Doppelganger in that main straight here in LeBron James. It is a very, very interesting was it move from him. He realized that Doppelganger knew he was going for the inside, so he went round the outside, making sure that that move was unexpected. Now Matrix Shub under big pressure to being lapped by Joshua Williams. Joshua gets hit by Matrix Shub, which slows him down a bit. Lap 57 of 63. 5 laps to go for the racers here. And Matrix Shub and Joshua Williams struggling, but Joshua looks down the outside, can't make the move as they are just going around the turns here. And there it is. Joshua Williams crosses the line. Lap 58. 4 laps to go. Matrix Shub allowing him to pass. And here it is. Doppelganger coming run as well into turn 1. Now, we do realize a bit here. I think I've just realized that just now. Doppelganger almost goes 90 degrees into turn 1 to get a better entry in that awkward angle it delivers. Let's see here. Joshua Williams. Yeah, Joshua Williams doesn't do the same. But Matrix Shub and Doppelganger does, as they are trying to compensate for that outer wall here, because if you see, Joshua Williams does go a bit more straighter, which causes him to go a bit more wider compared to the two. Yeah, we can see there. But I'm pretty sure he's a bit using that to his advantage, as we do see him do a bit of a wall bounce into turn 1 there. That might gain him some time. I'm not quite sure. We don't really have the we don't really have the, timings to really see if it changes much. But here he is now doing a bit of a similar line as to Doppelganger. Now Doppelganger, yep, taking the similar line he always does. Matrix Shub as well. But Joshua Williams, now lap 61, 2 laps to go. He's been fighting with Doppelganger for that lead and now has a considerable gap between him and Doppelganger here is lap 62, penultimate lap of the race. Joshua Williams struggled passing by Doppelganger, but is far ahead now to keep his head calm and steady for this last lap of the race. It's lap 63 of 63. No more laps after this. Joshua Williams rounding the last corner with Doppelganger very far behind him. It's Joshua Williams into the last two turns. Joshua winning the LeBron James Grand Prix. A magnificent win for him in his home race. Doppelganger rounding the turns here with the lapped Matrix Shoe behind him. Doppelganger finishing P2 and Matrix Shoe P3.
That's what you call a comeback, bro. That's what you call a comeback. That's what you call a comeback.
What amazing race for all of them. Do we want to do interview?
Yeah.
So Arnold,
Yeah.
what happened to looking at the back of my car, Arnold? How does it feel?
What do you mean?
How does it feel like? Huh? Where's all that laughter that you had in quality? Where's that all that joy? Arnold?
Yeah, that was joy. I just got super unlucky with the pits. No, like no joke. The boats take like 3 seconds. Wait.
Man. You lost and you know you lost. Who's back in P3?
I never said. I never was making fun of you.
Do you want me to replay the clip of you laughing at my face?
Yeah, but that was just like
No.
I never.
And here we are interviewing P3 finisher Matrix Shoe. And there it is, Matrix Shoe. Matrix, how was that? Could you summarize that race for you and any problems that you think made that race a bit more difficult for you?
It was okay. Not really a great race for us. The pit stops were very delayed. Don't know why. Maybe. Oh my god. My goodness me. He's more excited about getting P2 than even leading the race. This is what, with this mentality, he will never win races like this. But yeah, anyways, yeah, just like very laggy pit stops and everything. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we saw you struggling a bit there for the first two pit stops. We saw you place two boats on accident and whole ordeal. Do you think in the next race in Icalo the pitting will improve for the Henser team?
Yeah, it should be better. It should be less laggy in that race. So yeah, hopefully it will be a better race there.
Well, we did see you go through the turns. You did everything you did normally, as you did in the qualifyings. What do you think made the difference other than the pitting? Or do you think it was fully pitting that made the gap larger than it should not have? It should have larger than. Yeah, you get what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably mainly just the pitting. I mean, I did make a few mistakes like here and there, but like hitting the wall. But like everyone had made that throughout the race because this is quite a tough track. But yeah, it's probably mainly on the pitting. But yeah, we'll just need to keep our heads down and go for the next race.
Fair enough. Well, congratulations on that P3. Good luck in Icalo, which will be soon as we are a bit behind schedule. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Now we're going to interview P2 finisher, Doppelganger. So there it is, Doppelganger coming up. Now, Doppel, we saw you celebrating a bit at the end there after finishing ahead of Matrix Shoop. What was that all about?
I mean, well, not to say anything, but he was talking a lot in quali, and for him to end up in P3 and blaming it on pitting, kind of makes us veterans look bad. So, I think his overall excuses is just bad. So when he was laughing in my face in quali, now I'm here in P2, and him behind me is a fantastic feeling.
Well, I guess I can agree with you a bit, but now I'm gonna change the focus a bit here, more to the race. Now we saw Joshua Williams pass you twice in that long straight, that second straight in LeBron James, around the outside, same move. Do you think that was purely your mistake, or it was just Josh was too good to be kept behind?
Oh no, 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 no. None of those are viable. But when I was going down the main straights, I kept on. What it was fine until like these two certain parts where I kept on face planting the wall for some reason. It's like I'm leading, and then suddenly I got TP'd back and I'm ended up in the wall. So it's not Josh's fault or anybody's fault. It's just the lag. So can't really blame it.
Yeah, well, the lag did seem to help you as well throughout the race. I mean, we saw Josh struggle to pass you twice. You, with the lag helping you hold him back for like 20 laps, 30 laps in total. Do you think had he not passed you that second time round the outside and had you kept a considerable defensive position, you could have won the race?
I mean, he was getting closer. Though. I'm gonna admit that. So I could say that it was a bit in his favor and a bit in mine. So I can't really say anything about that. But if I did hold him off a bit, yeah, I could have because it's only like a couple of laps left. So in my mind, I was just thinking 14 laps. So, but yeah, could have held up. Like could have hold up. So.
Fair enough. Well, congratulations on P2. Good luck in
Yes,
Ikalo.
sir. Thank you.
Here we are interviewing P1 finisher Joshua Williams. Josh, amazing overtakes round the outside over Doppelganger in the same straight. What was going through your mind while doing them?
Don't know. Just wanted to pass him.
Well, I do have an interesting question for you. Do you think drifting with a brake helped you a bit in this race?
Definitely.
Because we saw you struggle a bit with passing Doppelganger twice, actually, with him holding you back for 30 laps in total. Do you think the practice you did a bit over the break helped you with finding a way past him?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, well, Ikalu's up next. Ikalu's up next. And it does seem to be a bit of a tough track. Do you think your luck will continue there?
No.
Why?
I really hate tight tracks. This whole race was kind of a shambles for me.
You're the one who made the track, Josh.
Yeah, I know.
Well, congratulations on P1. See you and good luck in the next race.
Thanks.
He's just getting dragged. Okay,
Oh mate, that was like
that's
the most fun
that's
race.
Oh
all
my
this.
god.